Hi, welcome to Life Expressions. I'm your host, Charie Ginete-Ilon. Today, I'm going to talk to a good friend who is thriving in Tucson, Arizona. But before I introduce her to you, I would like to invite you to grab a copy of my book, Wisdom Bites. Wisdom Bites, Real Stories and Learnings is already available on Amazon.com or Amazon.ca. It's going to be a short yet enjoyable read, and you'll have nuggets of wisdom. Enjoy life, how to learn, live, and laugh. So get a copy of Wisdom Bites. And now to my guest. She is a thriving teacher in Tucson, Arizona, and now a president of Unified or United Federation of Filipino American Educators. Please welcome to Life Expressions, Martha Rose Isiderio Gutierrez. Hi, Miss Martha. Welcome to Life
Hi,
Expressions.
I'm Charie. Well, after 2 years, we're back.
Yes, I remember my last interview with you here on Life Expressions was during the peak of COVID, and you were
Mhm.
still, full of energy, full of positivity, even at that difficult time. So, how's life treating you so far?
Life must go on, I guess. And getting better, getting
Yes.
better after everything what happened to us
Yeah,
worldwide.
yeah. Give us an update. Like, I know that you have been very actively growing
Uh-huh.
and improving in your career and personal life.
So before moving on to that, I'm going to give like, what's about me? Who am
Yeah,
I? Why am I here? So basically, I came from a family of educators. So starting with my maternal grandmother, my mother, my aunts, my cousins, so everyone. So, however, those people who know me way back before, no one could have predicted that I would also choose the path of education. So even I, growing up, never imagined pursuing this career. So it I would think that it was a serendipitous moment when I decided to attend grad school with a different focus that ultimately changed my course of career. So, way back in the Philippines, I obtained my master's degree in special education, and currently, that's a new one. I'm nearing the completion of my doctoral degree in educational management. That's a
that's
new one for
great.
me. So, this year, with nearly 17 years of diverse teaching experience, I have primarily actually worked with students with exceptional needs. So that's a new word for special education. So
Yeah.
ranging from ages 3 to 16. So this journey had its own share of actually challenges and triumphs along the way. So leading me to the cross paths with really incredible individuals or people who have mentored me along the way. So Miss Chari, knowing me, I'm very dedicated to community service. I'm really active, involved with different kinds of civic organizations, such as our beloved
Of
JCI. So
course.
yeah, so I've been part of JCI Bacolod Inc., where I had the honor of serving as the local chapter president in 2012. That was a long time ago. So currently, I am employed with Tucson Unified School District here in Arizona. So actually, it's second or one of the largest school district in the state of Arizona. So I serve as a sixth grade inclusion teacher for English language arts and math, so both classes. So in this role, I collaborate or co-teach with the general education teachers to provide inclusive education, whereby the special education students I have, including those with, for example, specific learning disability, emotional disability, ADHD, autism, and mild and even mild intellectual disabilities, are engaged into a mainstream classroom alongside with their peers or classmates.
Yeah. Isn't that challenging?
No, because I I strongly believe I have this passion in as a baseline. At the same time, with the strategies that I have gained for the past few years that I've been with the school district and way back in the Philippines so
Yes,
far.
that's great. And you're also active with the student council. Are you their advisor? What role do you play in the student council?
Yes, I am. I am the student council advisor for 2 years. So way back before, the previous student council advisor moved to a different school, At that time, I truly believed deep down in me that the universe really guided me towards my true calling to serve others, especially the kids. So I'm really passionate about serving humanity as we as JCI, we believe that it's the most meaningful work in life, right? Humanity
Mm.
is the best work of life. So
Yes.
upon learning about the vacancy, I submitted my application to the school administrators, to my principal and also to assistant principals. So I was asked to wait for other interested teachers who wants to fill in the position. So the wait for the interview was nerve-wracking, especially with the new school year approaching. Despite the anticipation I had in my mind, I had many activities, I had ideas to share, drawing from my experiences back in the Philippines. I really want to share my culture, what we're doing in the Philippines, like the first day, what we're doing. So there's a lot of things in my mind. So I'm really confident that I am well suited to lead the student council, giving my background in leadership, community
Yeah.
service, and also my advocacy. So this opportunity is not only unforgettable, but also invaluable for students to learn from my expertise that I gained in JCI, especially in
Yeah.
leadership and social responsibility. Actually, I have modeled our student council after from JC's, from JCI.
Great.
Really,
That's great.
yeah, it
Yes.
is. So it really helps a lot. So envisioning our students as the next wave of community leaders driving up a positive change. So every Monday, we conduct our student council board meeting.
Okay.
Like a word, right? The common word. So right after school with parliamentary procedures, with of course complete with the gavel. Bong
Yeah.
bong train ko mga bata. So you
Yes.
know that my past involvement with JCI, I have been shaped into who I am today through our trainings, networking, and also a drive for excellence. So I'm committed to nurturing a new generation of leaders within our community and also fostering growth one step at a time, as what we think, even one child at a time.
That is
So
so true.
actually,
Yeah.
yeah. So actually, there's a lot of things that we're doing in student council. Ginasaba ko mga bata in a lot of things. So first is through student leadership, such as spearheading a Christmas party.
Mhm.
Actually, we had one with the twist of Filipino games, like Maria went to town, hep hep or kafali kay
Of course, I'm
the-
pretty sure the kids had a lot of
yeah.
fun doing that, right? And then
They're not some of them, they're not familiar with some of the Filipino games, like Maria went to the what is that. Also we spearheaded the Valentine's dance, so we have to come up with different fundraising events to come up with money to support the activities what we're doing in JCI, right? So
yeah.
the good thing with the US, in the US, many companies support schools by organizing fundraisers. So the same time, student council also run a student council, what we call stocker store.
Yeah.
So during school events, we sell items like candies, sodas, water, chips.
Yeah.
So events like, for example, soccer games, basketball games, or even during our activities at school.
Yeah.
The second one, students participate in community service. This is the heart and soul that I really love to. So, like for example, cleaning the campus, and this is one thing that I'm really proud of. For 2 years, I have collaborated with Feed My Starving Children, which is a nonprofit organization which really they're dedicated to providing nutritious meals to children in need worldwide. So
Yeah.
for the second consecutive year, my school has participated in this cause. So
Yeah.
I usually brought every school year, I usually brought 65 students from 6th to 8th grade, volunteering with, of course, with parental consent. There are also parents who come over to help us to pack 500,000 meals during a mobile packing event that lasts like 2.5 to 4 hours. So these meals, which consist of rice, soy, veggies, vitamins, are sent to the countries facing food insecurity through partner organization worldwide, like in Africa, stuff like that. So this selfish act itself of kindness serves like an inspiration to students or the young ones, and highlight the importance of giving back to those
Yeah.
less fortunate. The,
Yeah.
the kids really love this idea, and they love to share it to their classes. And I heard a lot of good feedbacks from teachers as well. So
Yeah.
in for me, introducing students as young as 11 or younger than that to community service can really foster social awareness, so responsibility, at the same time accountability.
Yeah.
The third one, students build school spirit through events like Ruby Bridges. So this is an annual event across the US. So this year I have some sign up for my school. We are honoring the courage of Ruby Bridges as part of the American piece of history and her importance in the US history itself. For me, it's more than just a walk. So it's about inspiring students to find their passion and at the same time their strengths. So
Yeah.
lastly, students celebrate cultural diversity. You know, my school, I love my school because it's diverse. The people are really diverse. So it's also building citizenship. So it aims to highlight the diverse cultural backgrounds within our school community. So we usually set up cultural booths or diorama that includes cultural displays in the main building hallway, representing various countries. So also we highlighted and end the week with a cultural show showcasing talents and tradition from India, Panama, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Colombia, United States, and of course the Philippines. So there were dances and songs performances that showcase especially our Philippine culture performed by Philippine Mabuhay Cultural Foundation of Tucson. These are group of Filipinos here in Tucson who volunteer and come together to promote Philippine culture here in the US, specifically in Tucson. I'm part of this group, and you know, Mabuhay family serves as my home away from home, being surrounded with wonderful Filipinos in Tucson.
Yeah, that's great, Miss Martha, because
Uh-huh.
you, as an advisor of the student council, you provide opportunities for these kids to get involved, to really
Mhm.
participate. And that's how they would appreciate community service, social awareness, and many more, and help them
Yes,
really grow as individuals, like giving them the opportunity to make a positive impact, not just
true.
in the community, but within themselves. Let's talk about your vibrant personality. Where do you get this energy, this positivity? You're so busy, but yet you still have time to have fun and post on social media your dances. It's so inspiring. And, it just gives us a light feeling of looking at you and seeing you thriving and having fun. You work hard, you play harder.
Yeah, it is. So basically, when people ask me about my teaching experience in the US, I
Yeah.
strive to be candid
Yeah.
and also transparent. So sharing a very realistic view
Yeah.
rather than exaggerating. So teaching here can be challenging and
Mhm.
really intentional, especially
Yeah.
here in the US. That's really nobody knows, but that's the reality here in the US. But maintaining a lively persona as a teacher can greatly enhance not only the learning experiences for students, but my sanity.
Oh, yes. Protect your sanity. Yes, because
Yeah.
you said it's not
So
easy, right? Yeah.
correct. So
Tell us
especially
more.
amidst yes, especially amidst the daily twists and turns in the classroom. So having or possessing a positive energy that is really infectious. There are some co-teachers fondly call me happy Pia. And also creating a very dynamic and stimulating environment, not only in our classroom, but also in my ex-ed office, knowing the fact that I don't have a classroom, I have my ex-ed office, also our hallway, school hallway, stuff like that. So it really helps. But to tell you, Miss Cherry, I am known as Mrs. Isiderio, the strict one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, I am.
How do you
So
become
although
strict? Why do they call you strict?
yeah, they hate the fact that every time I step into to our classroom, they're like, "Oh my God, Mrs. Isiderio is here." Although students may perceive me as a strict, I really prefer structure. and clear expectations to kids.
Yeah.
That's the reason why sometimes the kids hate that. They want to do anything they want, but no. We are in the classroom. We're here to learn. We're here to learn everything.
Yeah.
Especially, we're preparing you for outside work, right? Also, I strive to be approachable. On the contrary to that, I strive to be approachable, empathetic, and enthusiastic, that really fostering connections
Yeah.
and the same time inspiring this new generations. I just love connecting and motivating our students. So that's one thing I have in mind, that it's like a push and pull. Like, I
Mm.
need to be strict, but I need to be loving at the same time.
Yeah. You strike a balance, I would dare say. Yes, you
Yeah,
do strike
true.
a balance. Yes. Let
True.
us talk about Unified. You
Uh-huh.
are the president of United Federation of Filipino American
Yes.
Educators in Southern Arizona. Wow,
Uh-huh.
that is a huge and a great feat.
Uh-huh. Yes. So Unified, actually, there was a call of need of support for fellow Filipino teachers. Especially, I talk a lot of Filipinos here in Tucson. So at the same time, I have received countless messages and direct talks asking for guidance and support on how to survive the day-to-day teaching. They keep on asking me, how do you survive that? It seems like we can see like only like positive things in your Facebook, stuff like that. So they didn't know the story behind of that. But I keep on telling them there are things. So I'm gonna tell them at the end of this one, I'm gonna tell you some tips on how to survive teaching here in the US,
Yeah.
especially for the new one. So I was given a task last year by spearheading to reactivate the Southern Arizona chapter of United Federation of Filipino American Educators, specifically here in the state of Arizona, but located in the southern part of Arizona. So this is an organization of educators who share the vision of dedicating their skills, especially the skills that they gained here for the past like a decade, in promoting excellence in teaching and also providing community service through projects that will benefit our community here in the state of Arizona, but also in the Philippines. So Unified is composed of chapters within the US and the Philippines. So each chapter has their own project in the US and in the Philippines as well. So as far as I know, there are 21 chapters in the US, like in the state of Florida, Maryland, New Jersey, New York City itself, and even the state of New York. There's also in North and South Carolina. There's also in Massachusetts, Washington, D.C., South Dakota, Sacramento and vicinity of California, the Bay Area, California, Los Angeles, California. There's also in LA, Orange County, California. There's also in Maryland, North Texas, Houston,
A
Texas,
lot.
US. Yes, US Virgin.
Yes.
And also there are unified, actually 67 chapters in the Philippines.
Okay.
So we had our induction ceremonies this month. And of course, I patterned it the way we have in JCI to make it meaningful and intense. Remember
Of
the
course.
way
Yeah.
we do the induction. So over the weekend, actually, I was in LA. We had our first professional development project, which is a collaboration with Unified Los Angeles, Orange County, California, which is entitled Survival Kit for Pinoy Teachers, composed of 4 different topics that talks about tips and tricks to have a meaningful teaching experience in the US.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
had.
That's great. So, like, what is the mission, the purpose, and the drive of Unified?
Mhm. So basically, my aspiration likely stems from this desire to connect with like-minded individuals, like
Mhm.
educators here in Arizona, who share the same cultural background, of course, and passion for education.
Mhm.
So through networking, collaboration, and advocacy, I hope to make a positive impact on the Filipino teachers community here in Tucson, not only in Tucson, but also in Southern Arizona. So through this organization that will serve as an avenue for
Okay.
Filipino teachers to build more confidence and will lead by example in their respective school site, which will remind them of their social responsibility and that every little thing they do for someone else counts considerably in the greater scheme of things, especially for their students, not only for themselves, but also for their students or their school site itself.
So, what are the activities that you have in store for unified members?
Mhm. Actually, we got a lot. The same thing with JCI. We got what we seminars, what they call it professional development. We got a lot of that that could really help teachers, especially who's coming over or the one who are here in the US. Also, we have community service, we have fundraising event. Actually, next month we're gonna have a Zumba event with
Okay.
another group here in Tucson. So to raise funds to support Filipino teachers in one way or another. Actually, a lot. There's a
Yeah,
lot in store for us. And
that's good.
I'm very thankful that I found my tribe. I keep on telling my officers that I'm very thankful that I found my people, the tribe that I really want or I've been longing to work with, specifically here in the US. I've been longing for that for past 5 years. Like I've been looking around, like
Yeah.
I'm happy that I
And
found
it's good
them.
you finally found it. That's great. And
Yeah,
I
it
could
is.
not help but notice how JCI has helped shape your leadership, how it
Mhm. Yeah,
has helped you
it
develop
is.
and fully
Mhm.
thrive in your
Uh-huh.
position there in Tucson, Arizona.
Uh-huh.
But one question that I would like to ask as well before you give us the tips for Filipino teachers, how financially rewarding is it to be a teacher in Tucson?
Specifically here in Arizona, the wages in terms of the annual fee is not really high compared to other states. But for me personally, I'm very thankful with my school district, specifically to my school site. One of the reason why in the US, one of the reason why there's a shortage of teachers here because of the administrator,
Mm,
which in contrary to me, I love my administrators. I love my principal. I love my assistant principal and the people that I work with. I'm very thankful about that. And also the school district I work with.
yeah,
They're very supportive in Filipinos specifically, to the extent that they work hand in hand with all the teachers, specifically with me, who are spearheading a lot of things for the Filipinos here in Tucson. So I love the thought that they are thinking about that in general.
yes. Can you say, Miss Martha, that you're living your dream?
Um, so far, personally, yes. Knowing the fact that I have reached the maximum that I'm think of, like I went out all the way with my comfort zone, which is the Philippines, right? I achieved a lot of things in the Philippines. I tried to check US if it's really intended for me and excel so far. So I love the thought about that. And also on the other side that I have my husband with me, Nolly, and my mom and my sisters, my siblings, my nieces.
That's
They're here with me
wonderful.
to support me all the way. So that's already a plus. So I think
Great.
yes.
Yes, because you have your family there too.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure there's a lot of Filipino teachers out there who are just dying to, be like you or
Mhm.
just have that opportunity
Yeah.
to have a brighter future.
Also, I want to share about my school district, specifically my school, being the ex-ed. So I mentioned a while ago, they
Yeah,
tried here in the US, they tried to change the word special education
yeah,
into
it's not
exceptional education, right?
exceptional
So
education. I like that.
same here. I was like, oh, I love this word. Okay, 2 years ago, just in time that the exceptional education lead teacher needs to move to a different state. And that position was vacant. And it never, 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 never in my million thoughts that I will have that position. It was a funny story back then since our school psychologist was hinted that I should consider it.
Yeah.
But I was more interested in student council. Like I'm very verbal that I love student council rather than having other positions, especially the ex-ed. Like knowing the fact that I know there will be a lot of underlying responsibilities having this position. So 2 months went by without offering the position to no anyone else. So it was vacant for 2 months. Then the assistant director of our school district exceptional education department asked me to attend the annual school district ex-ed lead conference together with almost 90 other ex-ed lead just to represent my school. Amo lang
Yeah.
to ilagin sa ko niya, represent ka lang. So I said
That was the
yes for
bait.
that. I
Yeah.
told them, Okay, I'm gonna say yes for this, not for the position. So after the whole day training, I was asked again, once again, to accept the position. So for me, no turning back. So before I knew it, I got two leadership position in my school side.
Wow.
At first, it felt like a lot to handle alongside with my regular classes. Aside from my regular classes, I have my student council, I have my ex-ed. So
Yeah.
it can be overwhelming at times with extra work before and after school to complete
Yeah.
my, especially me, I'm very up. I have my to-do list all the time, like
Yeah.
long-term and short-term and daily long to-do list. So
That is actually very effective. Good for you.
it is. It is.
Yeah.
It's really for 40 years with me. So it's really effective on my side.
Yeah.
So it's really a big responsibility. So my responsibility is more on the direction, coordination and supervision of the special education process in my school site. Just to think of it, it's really oh my god, it's really overwhelming. So I work directly with the school administration and the ex-ed assistant director for my region in my school, in the entire school district. One of my job is to assist screening through identification,
Mhm.
also creating individualized education plans, and also placement to ensure number one, it should be appropriate identification and placement of students with special needs.
Yeah.
And also, amo gini siya ang pinaka sa budlay gitanan. It's a district compliance with the state and
Mhm.
also a federal requirements for the implementation of the IDEA, what we call is the Individual with Disabilities Education Act. So
Yes.
my work starts as soon as I receive all the list of students in the ex-ed program directly from
Yeah.
our school psychologist as we embark the new school year. So pag
Yeah.
start pa lang naman sa August, ma-start na din work ko. So based on the list and the grade level, it is my responsibility to assign each student to a designated caseload manager. Teachers ni sila,
Okay.
special ed
Yeah.
teachers. From there, I delegate from each case manager to go through with each students and complete the case management portfolio. Kung gini siya, portfolio, JCI, and
Yes.
to make sure students with special needs get the right. Amo gini siya ang gina-ensure naman every single day that the kids with special needs get the right services from the day it was assigned to you
Yeah.
till the end of the school year. So medyo mabigat siya. It's more on federal document kinakaptan namon. So
Yes.
yeah,
That is very challenging, yet
Uh,
you accepted the challenge. You
it is.
accepted that responsibility
It is.
because of your exposure and your expertise, your
Yeah.
personality as well, right?
Yeah. I think it helps a lot.
Yes. So let's go to the tips. Miss Martha,
Uh,
what are your tips for Filipino teachers?
Actually, I come up with five. Okay. So the first one is, I think most of the teachers, they forgot about this. Invest for yourself, not only for teachers, any professionals. Invest for yourself. Be in an organization that fits your needs and interests. I strongly believe that we are powerful as a human being. We are powerful beyond the measures. That we are capable of, I think, pretty much anything if we are willing to work for.
Yeah, we are
So even though you're
limitless.
here in the US, you're not going to stop, right? You're not going to stop. Like just remembering my first year here, every Sunday for almost how many hours, counted of hours, I sit down and learn about the basic of special education here in the US, especially the how to write an IEP. I made a lot of hacks on how to make life meaningful being an ex-ed teacher here, knowing the fact that, compliances with the federal
Yes,
documents. So number two, choose to grow, right? For me personally, I don't settle for less. And mediocrity is not my middle name.
of course.
So I always try to tell the people that surrounds me that let's try to confront the uncomfortable, right? Acknowledge it. And what are we going to do? Seek a solution for that. However, there are situations that really directly impact our growth. So I know it's really crucial to take a very proactive approach at the time. So for me, like in day-to-day basis, we face a lot of challenges. I don't see it as a struggle or a problem, but a challenge. So rather than dwelling on the negative feelings or criticisms, even me, I receive a lot of criticisms here in the US. So use these experiences as opportunities for you to learn and also to improve. Reflect on the areas that needs development, especially in your professional aspect, like professional development, and strive to acquire the skills or knowledge that really require to overcome these challenges, right?
Yeah.
No one gonna help you except
Yeah.
yourself.
Correct.
Embrace a growth mindset. I always tell this to my kids, not only to my kids, but to my co-teachers. Embrace a growth mindset and view this setback as a stepping stone, whether it's gonna be a personal or professional growth.
Correct.
So number three, I met a great guy, Aaron Scott, in my in my school site, and I was struck by his acronym that teaches our middle school, which is GOOD, GOOD, meaning growing to overcome the obstacles of our destiny. I really love it. So
Okay.
I took the initiative to stay late at school to learn everything. I told you the first year, I need to sit down all the
Yeah.
time, like to stay late at school. Seek help from the department. For me, I seek help from my department lead before. I seek help to anybody. Baski lang da nga mga co-teacher ko, I seek
Yes.
help,
Yeah.
right? Nobody can help you here. Hindi ka mag-grow if you just keep quiet and go with the flow, right? So the good thing with my school district, they are providing mentors. That's one thing that I really happy about,
Yeah.
and really take advantage of all the professional development opportunities. So here in my school district, after school there are a lot of trainings,
Yeah.
like for an hour, and you are paid for $25 just to attend, right? Not only that you're earning dollars, but also you're learning a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
Um, Additionally, attending paid seminars and trainings helps really maintain a high level of knowledge and really provides compensation for not only for our time but also our effort,
Yeah.
right? You're not only learning but earning. So
Correct.
number four, choose your battles. This is one thing that I've learned from this position. I always choose my battles. So it's not always happy thoughts, happy moments in my school. There's a lot of people also trying to put you down, right? There are times that we find ourselves, or even I find ourselves in a situation where we are placed in a bad light by certain situations, such as even students. I got a lot of experiences
Yeah.
about students, right? Or even colleagues. It can be, just to think of it, it's really disheartening and frustrating
Yeah.
because we're teachers, right? But it is important to remember that we have control over how we read, right?
Exactly.
And respond to these challenges. I always think a million times before I respond to a certain email.
Very good.
So not every
Yes.
conflict or negative experiences requires our immediate attention or reaction. Sometimes one day ako mag-reply kung negative ang tiray sa akin. So we
Yeah.
need to practice assessing the situation and determine whether it is worth investing our time and energy. Kung minsan, move on na lang ko. I
Yeah.
just I just think na she has a bad day, he has a bad day, so move on na lang ko and then say hi na lang sa hallway. And number five, I think, enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
So amo ni siya mostly kakalipatan sa mga tao. Enjoy the journey, whether happy thoughts or challenging thoughts. Or remember, the path to personal professional growth is not always smooth or without obstacles. Facing challenges, I think, and adversity head on is really necessary path for our journey, especially in a new environment here
Yeah.
in the US, and also a diverse culture, not only in the US, United States culture, but also diverse. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people here, especially in the state of Arizona. By choosing our battles wisely and committing to learning and also self-improvement, you can turn negative experiences into, I think, a valuable opportunities for you to grow.
That
So
is so true. Yeah. Wonderful tips for Filipino teachers. But Miss Martha, I would like to say those are not just tips for Filipino teachers, but all, you know, across professions. That's for
True.
everyone to grow and to thrive. You are
Yes,
enjoying your journey. Good for
I
you.
am.
Yes.
It's for my
Finally,
sanity.
to end this
Uh-huh.
interview, what
Mhm.
would you like to say to yourself?
Um, every single day, I always stop my shoulders. Martha, you're doing good. You're you're doing good in everything, in all aspect. Because no one gonna do that for you. Right? No one, even my husband, even my mom. At the end of the day, it's between you and yourself. So I'm here to cheer myself, or else I'm gonna drown with negativity. Maybe that's one of my tips to all people. You have to stop and tap your shoulders
Yes.
just to wake up every single day to go to your to the place that you really love the most is to serve the kids. It's very overwhelming but rewarding at the end.
Yes, that is important. Self-affirmation is
Mhm.
important. Thank you so much, Miss Martha, for your time and for sharing your insights, your wonderful story. I wish you all the
Uh-huh,
best. I know the
uh-huh,
best is yet to come for you, but I
uh-huh,
am happy that you are already living your dream. Continue to do so.
uh-huh.
Thank you. This is my guest,
Oh.
Martha Rose Isiderio Gutierrez, and I'm your host, Charie Ginete-Ilon. This is Life Expressions.